Bluff City Media presents the No Bluffing Podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Christian Ingram and Evan Hayes. Now, let's get to the show.
Grizz Nation, how you doing? My name is Evan Hayes. To my right is Xavier, and welcome to the No Bluffin Podcast, where we keep it all the way real, all the way raw, and all the way uncut. It is another week, and we're bringing another fire episode. Again, I got my boy Zay with me. Zay, how you doing, my dog?
What's good, Evan? Again, it's a pleasure to be a spotlight here on the No Bluffin Podcast, man. Shout out to you and Chris. Y'all always hold it down, like you said, keeping it real. Was a pretty good weekend, to say the least, for Memphis, being a Memphis fan.
Yes, it was. And you went to a lot of the game. You went to the Tigers game, you went to the Grizzlies game. You got some good energy going on with you, bro. So how was it being in the building for all these good stuff going on this past weekend, man?
Man, it was amazing. Anytime, games occur like this, you got to represent big game from the Tigers. We talk about football, by the way. This past Saturday, beating USF, huge win, put Memphis back on the mount for momentum. As well, the Grizzlies getting the win Saturday after a very disappointing loss that Friday. They had a huge bounce back, man.
Yes,
FedEx Forum was rocking and rolling, and it's good to see that Memphis fans have good energy and good spirit, right? Because when you think about it, both teams suffered pretty bad losses. Like we was talking about it last week, that the Tigers lost to UAB. They made a bounce back against like a formidable opponent, USF. They put them back on the ranked maps. Memphis is now ranked 25. Then the Grizzlies got blew out the waters from the get-go against Miami, and to have such a responsive game against Indiana, man, that's great. So like I said, it's good to be a fan of seeing them teams in person.
Good to be a fan indeed. As always, your host is, if it shows up, Evan Hayes and Xavier Dotson. If you want to follow us on the No Bluffin Pod, follow Zay at Zay Times Takes. And as always, you can follow me and my boy Chris at Crewman_11 Hayes. But that's all we got right there. We finna get into the No Bluffin news. Let's turn this up in the headphones real quick. Let's get that going. No Bluffin news. The first topic of the No Bluffing News is, as you talked about, the Tigers getting back on track. You alluded to it. They got a big win this past weekend as they knocked off USF at home in a 17-point comeback. You were in the building. You saw everything. I unfortunately didn't catch the full game. I was actually in Birmingham for Alabama A&M versus Alabama State. I was working that game doing the radio call. So I caught like snippets of it. Of course, I watched the highlights later. So big win for Memphis. Going into detail, being in the building, just your overall thoughts on the game. And of course, Memphis being back in the rankings.
Yeah, man, like that game has so much significance behind it. I know everybody had it circled thinking that College Game Day would have been there if we would have beaten UAB. So I know a lot of people had probably bought tickets in advance expecting that College Game Day was going to be there. Not only that, it was Memphis homecoming. So it was a lot going on. Like it was a lot of people in the city, good vibes initially. And honestly, like the energy was one of a kind. For it to be, Memphis to be in the AAC, you have these bigger schools in terms of the SEC, in which they have a lot more, I guess you could say, centric fans, especially in terms of football. But Memphis really showed out.
For sure.
And for the Tigers to come back and pull that win, bro, that shows so much resilience with this team. Boy, Ryan Silverfield, I got like a love-hate relationship with him, right? Because we got to be honest. He gets us these wins, man, against these tough teams, the tough opponents. He gets his team ready, and we get the wins. It's just when those bumps in the roads come, that's when he falters. But I would say this, man. I haven't really. Among my peers, I've talked to Memphis about the quarterback play, especially in Brandon Lewis. I really haven't been like a big Brandon Lewis fan, truth be told. But I really gained his respect this past game, man. Like, he really performed coming off an injury from UAB, probably still not even 100%. Toting the team on his back, making so many plays, looking elusive. Man, he could have really just, gave up and cave in, especially with Memphis being down 17 points in the third quarter. No, he put the team on his back, made plays, making running moves. I'm gonna be honest, Brandon Lewis, you got that Ryan Silverfield. I'm glad that you got this win, and I just really hope that Memphis can go ahead and win it out, because right now we don't have any room for error, truth be told. Like, we can't take another L if we want college football hopes. And honestly, with this whole school and program organization goals, right? We look at this conference we're in. I mean, we shouldn't have no more than a loss. The UAB loss, in a way, is typically unacceptable, but I think that Memphis, they should be on a better track right now and go ahead and win it out. Yo, E, I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear you.
My bad. I forgot to mute button. Glad you're catching that. But yes, I agree with you. I definitely have the love-hate relationship with Ryan Silverfield. Like, he has these big wins against Arkansas, Florida State, now USF. But it's always the UTSAs, the UAB, the Navies. Like, those are the wins that he doesn't get consistently. So I agree with you. Hopefully, he can finally win now, so we can hopefully get in the college football playoff. I was looking at the odds. Our odds they went up a lot more. I know last week after losing, we were like 9% odds. So after, basically, we control our own destiny. The only other team that can really knock us out of that position if we win now is James Madison, because they're having a great season. They're in a weaker conference than we are. So we control our own destiny. So it's really up to us to lock in and just take care of business the rest of the way. I know we have Rice, Navy. I can't remember who else.
Tulane.
We played Tulane, and we got one more. I just can't remember who they are. But all those are wins. The one game that we could have lost was last week, and we won that game. So, like you said, no room for error. I have to get on your point about Brandon Lewis. Over 300 yards passed. I think he had over 60 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns. He did everything. He did everything for the team. Like, I've been a Brandon Lewis fan personally. I've liked his play. I know he's had a great running game behind him with Sutton Smith, Greg Diorcier, and Frank Pleasant. But I feel like he's been playing well, and I feel like he submitted himself as one of the best quarterbacks in the G5. But he can't lay an egg the rest of this way. So you love to see the Tigers getting a W. Hopefully, God willing, we don't lay another egg, because if we lay another egg, they may be calling for Ron Silverfield's job. So, but if we win out, I would love to see the Tigers in the CFB, and we may steal a game. You never know. Like, this is a talented ball club. We may steal a game, and you never know what happened after there. But let's switch to the Tigers. Today, the Grizzlies announced that they signed center big man out of Nigeria, Charles Bassey. He's had stints with the Spurs. He's had stints with, I believe, the Hawks. He's had stints with plays a lot of different teams, and now we signed him today. If y'all don't know, we got that hardship early because we had 5 notable players out for 3 games in a row. Of course, we talked about last week the Grizzlies injury bug. So yes, we have signed Charles Bassey to a 10-day contract. I don't believe he's available today. He may be. I don't know about him. Have you seen anything about him being available today or not?
I think Bassey Muse, he's already been tweeting out saying that he might play today. Shout out to Bassey Muse if you want to learn more about Charles Bassey, if you're very infatuated about him.
I think Twitter is a very fascinating place that anybody can have a fan page dedicated to them. Like, there's a Luke Kennard news, there's a Bassey news. I've seen a Ty Jerome news. So it's a Cam Spencer. I've seen a Cam Spencer. So even if he is good today, he is a big man that can do 2 things we desperately need: rebound, of course, defend. In the G League, he was averaging 21 and 10. His last game in the preseason, He had 19 rebounds and like 5 blocks that game. So he is supposed to feel a need. So what was your reaction to the Charles Bassey signing, and what do you think he can bring to this basketball team?
Man, watching that game against Miami, I tweeted saying Zach Kleiman needs to be on the phone right now trying to acquire a big man. And I think he did it that night, Charles Bassey. I mean, I'm going to welcome him with open arms. Right now, we're pretty depleted, so we need any help that we can get, right? So Charles 100%. Bassey, I've seen his highlights. He seemed like he'll suffice in terms of just grabbing rebounds, playing a big body as well. It gives Ja a feasible lob threat off the pick and roll. You know, like this offense is so pick and roll heavy and oriented, but you don't have a big man right now that's going to roll and catch a lob when Ja draws the attention. Ja's been throwing lobs to Landale, but Landale, he doesn't have the hops nor the finishing ability to finish at the rim. So Charles Bassey definitely can do that as well. You look at Jock Landale and Jaren Jackson within these past 3 games, they've been in foul trouble a lot. And once that happened, we are pretty limited and vague on bigs. So he definitely helped as well in terms of the depth. But I'm just ready to see him, you know, be plugged in and hopefully he can provide some pretty good minutes for us.
Yeah, that's what I'm hopefully to expect from him. I'm a little, and I don't know if you agree with the people watching agree, I'm a little scared because he's not a footer. Like, I don't know, maybe just me. I'm in love with 7-footers. Like 6'10" guys, I just see those as big power forwards. You know, we don't have a lot of just pure size on this roster with Zach Edey's not in the lineup. You know, Jock Landale 6'10", 6'11". I know PJ Hall, he's 6'10", and now we have another 6'10" guy. So yes, he's athletic. Yes, he can play above the rim, but I like just to have those few extra inches to just, you know, get from hand to ball I understand that. Yeah, so that's why I'm a little scared. But looking at his highlights, like you said, he seems to be a strong, stocky guy that can be effective on both ends of the floor. He is a lob threat, unlike PJ Hall and Jock Landale, you know, and Ja loves to play above the rim and loves to get guys involved like that. So I'm optimistic. I personally want to Precious Achiuwa because I've just seen him play more quality NBA minutes and playoff minutes at that as well. So I personally wanted Precious. Of course, he played for the Tigers, so I'd love to see him return back to Memphis. He has that high motor, but I'm not going to be mad at a Charles Bassey at all, especially if he can come in and just be big, because we don't have a lot of guys that being big. Like, what game was that? Against New Orleans, the first game of the season, when Jaren got fouled out and Jock Landale was in foul trouble. We had Santi playing the 5. We can't have that.
I know.
Do not have that.
I'll say this though, you know, it's only a 10-day. Yeah. It's only a first 10-day contract. We could test the waters with him, but I don't know if you just paid attention, but James Wiseman, the Pacers just waived them. So that he was talking about a full 7-footer. That's a 7-footer right there who's looking for a home. So maybe in these initial 10 days, if Charles doesn't fit in, we could pick up somebody else. And like you said, Precious Achiuwa, he's still available. And then maybe James Wiseman can come home and play a bit more games than he did when he played with the Tigers here in Memphis.
I think he only played 3 games in FedEx Forum, which is very surprising. So I wouldn't be mad at James. Like, his play style fits Tomas Islo's style. He can stretch the floor. He can run the floor. Of course, that speed kills. He fits within that. Of course, he came off an Achilles injury, but he's still athletic and play above the rim. So I didn't know that. You brought something new to me. I would not be mad at James Wiseman. Of course, Precious at the top of my list, but if Bassey doesn't work out, got the whole season. And I just pray to God that Zach Edey gets healthy sooner rather than later, because Lord, our interior defense is just not the where it needs to be right now. Yes, we're 2-1. Yes, we won 2 games, but inside we are not looking good. But we're going to go into that in the second segment. But that's all we have for the No Bluffing news. After this quick break, we will be right back. Evan Hayes, Xavier Dodson. We will be right back in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Looking for an alternative to alcohol or conventional medicine? Check out Ounce of Hope, a Memphis-based dispensary with 2 local stores in the Sanderland Center and on South Cooper Street. You can get all the products you need in a location convenient to you. Each store offers an intentional shopping experience with dedicated bud tenders to answer all of your questions, from product selection and mushroom blends to our personal favorite, the Delta 9 seltzers. You gotta try the Peach Buzz. Try Ounce of Hope at either one of their 2 Memphis stores or at www.ounceofhope.com for convenient products shipped right to your door. Use the promo code BluffCity for 15% off any order, excluding sale items. Cannot be used in conjunction with other promotions or discounts. One use per customer.
Well, that's a pretty good answer. The correct answer is the Grizzlies will be better if Ja plays 70 games. We can talk all we want about who's going to play where and who's going to get the minutes, and Jalen's minutes and Coward's minutes, and KCP, is he starting? Is he coming off the bench? And is Scotty the backup point guard? And Ty Jerome, what sort of role is he going to have? And can he be really big for us? And, how's Brandon Clark? We can talk all of that stuff. What matters for this team's success is that Ja Morant's playing 70 games. Period.
Well, you know what? I can tell you this much. I want to argue with you, but I can't argue with you. The team is still built around him being great and available, and Jaren being great and available.
Tune in to the Night Court Podcast with your hosts, Rob Fisher and Brevin Knight, on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In the heart of the Highland Strip for 27 years, Trilogy Tattoo has helped tell stories for Memphians for generations. Located at 530 South Highland, Richie and his team are waiting to help you tell yours.
From tattoos to piercings, your body art should be as unique as you are. Voted a Memphis Flyer top 3 tattoo shop in the city of Memphis since day one. Your story will be safe here at Trilogy Tattoo.
Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 11, and 3 to 11 on Sundays. They have convenient times waiting on you. Let Trilogy Tattoo help you tell your story.
Welcome back to the No Bluffin Podcast. Of course, Evan Hayes, Xavier Dotson. I hope y'all can hear me. I think I just glitched out for a second. Can y'all hear me?
Right, yeah, you good, bro.
Okay, for sure. I tweaked out for a second. I got scared for a second. But yes, Evan Hayes. To my left is my guy, Xavier Dotson. We bringing you the fire content. And now we finna get into all about the Grizzlies. As we all know, it is now the second week of the NBA season. Everybody got their first day of school jitters out and all that. Now we're really getting some real good basketball. The Grizzlies went 2-1 last week, winning the first game against the New Orleans Pelicans, having a very bad loss to the Miami Heat in the second game, and bouncing back on a back-to-back against the Indiana Pacers at home. Now, today, we're starting our first West Coast road trip of the season and our first 3-game and 4-night stretch of the season. It's crazy we had that kind of early. That's kind of crazy. But, the NBA is not on our side. Anyway, we're playing the Warriors tonight. But before we get into the Warriors, Zay, what were your impressions of the first 3 games of the season? Any players stood out to you, didn't stand out to you? Give me your overall thoughts on the first week of Grizzlies basketball.
Man, we had highs and we had lows this doggone first 3 games, right? Opening night, it was pretty highs and lows that night because we were down 24-9 in the first quarter. And I'm like, whoa, to a Pelicans team. And I'm thinking this Pelicans team isn't going to be all that. We pulled together a nice win. Then that Friday, we lost abysmally to the Miami Heat. And it just had a lot of people panicking and questioning of what is the trajectory of this team this year. And to turn around that Saturday and just really dog walked the Pacers. We handled the game. We had control of that game that entire night. And it just shows me that the Grizzlies, they just need a little bit of fine tuning, right? We got guys out. We got a lot of players who wouldn't typically be playing a lot of minutes. And we're just trying to make a way as we go by night in and night out until we get a lot of our viable players back healthy. But you talk about who look impressive. It is simply easy to say right now, Cedric Coward, the rookie, right? That pick is looking so amazing. For him just to be a rookie right now, he is playing like he has like a 5-year vet. I haven't seen not one bad play from this kid. He has yet to commit a turnover in this 3-game span. He is the highest plus minus rating on the team right now. Just seems like he is a natural born leader. When he's on the floor, he knows exactly where to go, what's his role, and just how to make good basketball plays, right? Saturday, him making 6 from 6 threes was ridiculous. A lot of people were so skeptical thinking that this guy can't shoot. But one of his biggest attributes has always been shooting. He had to knock off a lot of rust from preseason, you guys. This man hasn't played competitive basketball in 11 months until then, and it showed. But we are seeing the potential of what is to come from this kid. And for him to just take on that moment, I mean, Tomas had him close the game the opening night, right? That's already big to say. And for him to just have like a explosive game, the third game was ridiculous. John Jaren is still looking really good. Of course, those are leaders night in and night out. Another person that has really impressed me is Javon Small, another rookie, right? I mean, here he is. He's probably thinking that he was going to be down there in South Haven majority of the time this year. He has been thrown into the fire thrown into the water and staying afloat. I mean, he's making something out of nothing. Hell, he had a 16-point game, great assist night that Saturday night, but it's being overshined behind Cedric Coward. But Javon Small played an excellent game. And like I said, this team just needs some more fine tuning. A lot of the kinks is going to work itself out when you get your starters and a lot of viable players back. I'm so ready. You keep talking about Zach Edey, wishing him to be healthy and ready. He is going to flourish in this offense. I'm talking about this pick and roll stuff. You just have to throw that ball up to Edey in those pick and roll situations, and he's going to get it. And Ja Morant, he is such an unselfish player. He stated in the post-game interview, he prefers when he is in a facilitative mindset compared to a scorer's mindset, that because he wants to see his teammates thrive and elevate. And that's just the type of superstar that he is. He is unselfish, and he knows when it's time for him to turn up and take over the game.
Zay, I am right with you, my brother. I want to dance on everything, but I gotta start with Sid. Sid is the talk of the town right now. I actually released a story today about the Grizzlies. My first point was Cedric Coward is as good as advertised. I'll talk about the article later, but yes, right now, that stats are in my head because I just wrote it yesterday. He's averaging 19 points, 3.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists. He leads the team in steals with 1.7. He's second on the team in scoring with 19. And get this, y'all watch this. He's shooting nuclear from the field. He's shooting 70.4% from the field and 72.7% from three.
The efficiency is crazy. This man is
It's
damn near
crazy.
perfect.
He's playing immaculate basketball, and you didn't say an incorrect stat. You just didn't put the emphasis you should have put on it. Not only he's leading the team in plus minus, he's leading the whole NBA in plus minus with plus 51. It's not just the Grizzlies, he's leading the entire association. So basically, when Coward's on the court, he is the most positively impactful player in the NBA.
And
That's
you see
what
it.
that means. Yeah, you see it. He's making plays on both ends of the floor. He's in I'm a defensive guy. He's in passing lanes. His help defense is very well. He's blocking shots. He's guarding 1 through 3, 1 through 4 on switching. He looks comfortable guarding those guys. First game, he was guarding Jeremiah Fears and Zion. Second game, he was helping guarding Bam Adebayo and Jaime Jaquez. Third game, he's guarding Benedict Mathurin. and everybody that the Trail and not the Trailblazers, the Indiana Pacers have. Like, people are really waking up to how good this guy can really be. It's not really surprising me and you because we've been saying it for the minute that Cedric Howard is like that. It's just the
Yeah,
fact he came in and have such a great 6 for 6 from 3. He was the difference maker in the Indiana Pacers game. He was a difference
definitely.
maker in the first game against New Orleans. You can't say enough about how good this guy is playing right now, bro.
Oh, I mean, most definitely. You there?
Yeah, like I don't know how. I think it's yeah. I'm here. I think it's
Uh-huh.
tripping out a little bit. Yeah, just rap, just re-rap.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Like, I don't think no one expected, especially Cedric Howard being a late lottery pick, would have an immense of impact right away. Typically, you think of rookies who's going to have a flat out impact right away. The Cooper Flag, of course, he drafted first. Ace Bailey, VJ Edgecombe, he had a hell of a first game. I mean, even Dylan Harper has been playing. Really, this whole draft class is open, bro. We're gonna be honest. This might be one of the best draft classes that we'll see later on down the line. But hey, you just look at the injuries, and a lot of the responsibilities are going to start falling on other players. Hey, Cedric Howard stepped up to the plate and said, "Look, man, I got this." I mean, we've heard all these interviews of players and coaches talking about how great said work ethic is and how he's a natural born leader and how he has all these intangibles that make him such an awesome and great player. We are starting to see it right away. And I said it on the last episode, bro. I felt like that he's going to be in the first team all rookie. And shoot, who's there to say he might not even win? Be in the top 3 and rookie of the year. I mean, this is such a competitive rookie class this year, right? And we know we've seen guys get injured. God forbid, I don't want no players to get injured, but I think a lot of people are waking up. Like, man, I know so many people was disheartened. I mean, was very much feeling some type of way when we traded Desmond Bain. But look at what we got in return in terms of this player and as well the assets. I'm tuning in to the Suns every single night, making sure that Dylan Brooks does his diligence. He can continue taking more shots than Devin Booker every night, so we can get a nice draft pick. And like, man, like, Cedric Howard. Yeah, I mean, we out here on the Central Timing, bro. I might stay up the entire night for this game tonight, bro. If we're being honest, I mean, I'm already feeling a little fatigued, but it's just that Cedric Howard done brought some other energy to the fans.
Yeah, he's taken the fan base by storm. I have to disagree. He did make one bad play. He did not throw Ja alive one play,
That
and
is
Ja yelled
true.
at him about it. That is so. I'm glad that Ja as a leader is taking accountability and holding
That's
his
a
players
lesson
accountable.
learned.
And I'm glad to say it. Yeah, that's a lesson learned. I don't understand that Ja's in year 8 right now, 7, and we still don't know when to throw that man lobs. Like, I think that's an issue. I don't get
Man,
that at all. But that's yeah.
it depends on the personnel that's out there. You look in them prior years. I know D'Anthony Melton used to hit them up a lot, and
True.
Taz and Kyle Anderson. These guys, they'll come up to speed because, man, you see his raw athleticism, man. He like a doggone wide receiver out there. Like, he prime Megatron. Just throw it up there. He going to go get it.
It's just every time I see, because he does that little run on the wing where you see
Yeah.
he's gonna take off and he says throws it up and he gets so mad. It's just it annoys me. But like you said, the team's coming to it's fine tuned. I want to get on that. Like, yes, we can talk about Sid all day, but in its totality, I've seen some very good things and some not so bad things from Coach Isolo's first 3 games. Number one, I like what I'm seeing out of the offense. I saw a stat that like Jock Landale is currently 9 he's second in the league with 9 screen assists on the season. So I love putting the ball in Josh's hands, letting him. He has the ball in his hands way more than he did last year, starting off, and he's affecting the game positively. Same thing with Javon Small. I can only imagine what's going to happen when Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen Jr. get in a lineup in this type of offense. Like you said, Zach Edey as well. So I'm liking the free flowing. I love that we're playing fast. Like I believe, if I remember correctly, we're fourth in the league in pace right now, just playing fast. So I love that. When you have a raw athlete like Jai and guys like Jaren Jackson Jr. that can attack the rim, it just put pressure on the rim. Like we both know basketball. We both know that we put pressure on the rim and getting those paint touches that leads to positive things. So we're putting guys in position to get pressure on the rim and free the offense up. Defensively, I haven't came around yet. There has been. I love the full court pressure. I love picking up 94 feet. You've seen Sid do. We've seen Jalen do. We've seen KCP. You've seen Ja do it. I love that Ja is taking that responsibility defensively and say, I'm gonna be a dog on both ends of the floor. But of course, we talked about before, like the interior defense hasn't been there, and that's because certain guys aren't there. But just staying in front of guys, like during that Miami game, we had way too many threes getting taken up and just way too many runs at the basket. Even the New Orleans game, Jeremiah Fears got so many open layups. Like that,
Yeah.
that's on the perimeter guys too. So me is defense and the fact that we're not hitting our shots, but that's gonna come. I think we're shooting 32% from three right now, but I believe that's gonna come with spacing and time. But for me, it's defense. What haven't you liked from what you've seen from the Grizzlies so far?
I agree with you. The defense could be a lot better. Right now, it's just a small sample size. Still early of the year. Like you said, early year jitters, first week jitters. I think eventually this defense is going to be a prime focal point in which we're able to lock down teams, and we're going to make that a priority night in and night out. Again, we get a lot of guys healthy in terms of Zach Edey. We haven't seen Zach Edey, Jaren, Sid, Katavius, and Ja out there on the court. And that's a lot of length and wingspan, and teams are going to be bothered by that. I'm interested to see how we're going to match up against the Warriors tonight because, the Warriors always have a high-octane offense. But I think we matched them in terms of size this year right now because we have a lot of players out and we're a little small. I want to see Cedric Howard guard Stephen Curry. We saw Jalen Wells took that responsibility last year. He did a great job. Let's see how Cedric Howard can do it, man. I mean, he's already taken those responsibilities and strides in terms of the guarding the team's best perimeter players. I think the defensive side will get a lot better. Offensively, like you said, I feel shots will start falling, but it's like I said, it's just so hard to really come up with deep analysis when you have a lot of guys out because if we're being honest, right now this isn't a good team in a half court setting, right? Teams want us to play in a half court. They don't. We're better at running out in the breaks, getting stops and running out in the breaks. So once we get some more guys back healthy, I will have a better understanding of what direction this team is going. Not only that, how good is this new revamp offense, and will we be an actual elite team this year?
I could agree with that, being that we have so many pivotal guys out the lineup. Like, it's crazy that we've already applied for the league hardship. It was just only 3 games in. Like, that's very funny to me. That has to be some type of record in some type of capacity. But yeah, I think being that it's a small sample size, you can't be truly deep. But I do think there are things that you have to be creative. Yes, defense, like no matter who's in line, you got to be able to stop people. Like, yeah, shots not falling, yeah, that's one thing, but you got to be able to stay in front of your man. And yes, that comes down to scheme, but I feel like some of it just comes down to want to and pride. Being that there's so many guys not in the lineup, we need to see guys taking the Cedric Howard approach, the Jalen Wills approach, the KCP approach, like just saying, hey, no matter what I'm doing offensively, I'm gonna play some damn defense. Like last game, Jalen Wills didn't have a good shooting game. I think he went like 2 for 10 from the field, but he still played a defense no matter what. KCP has been shooting very inconsistent these games. Like I believe he's shooting, I think below 35% from the field right now. Like his shot has not been falling, but he's still playing defense. So I feel like that. Excuse me. I feel like that comes down to want to at the end of the day. And no, if you may not hit shots all day, but everybody can play some defense. Everybody can hustle. Going to the Warriors game tonight, I do want to see Cedric and Jalen being thrown at Steph. I want to see, and I honestly that'll open up Jalen too, because we all know like it takes so much energy to guard the other team's best player. But if that can take some pressure off of Jalen, I'm honestly expecting Jalen to have a pretty good game. Like I don't think people are thinking about that a lot. Like if Said and Jalen can split those duties, I feel like Jalen can have a good game. And also Al Horford isn't playing tonight. I just thought about that. You said
Yeah.
we matched up with them size wise. Al Horford is not playing, so that could definitely help us out with only Jock Lundell, maybe Bassey and Jaren. But I think that's a very like we can really go into the Warriors game. We're already talking about. I feel like that's a very like underrated aspect of this game that I feel like Jalen Woods is gonna be X factor. He could be an X factor tonight if he can really get off.
No, I like what you mentioned about that, about Jalen Wells finally can have some actual help in terms of somebody else taking responsibilities, defending the best player. It's sort of like the Grizzlies' first test because I don't have the Warriors as a true contender just yet. Because I mean, this is a new revamped Warriors. It's no longer Klay Thompson, Steph, and Draymond with a bunch of guys that's been in that system for a long, long time. No, you've added, I mean, I'm a Hall of Famer and Al Horford. He's not playing tonight. Jonathan Kuminga, he's had his own frustrations with that organization. And then a lot of younger pieces. But at the end of the day, you going against the legend, the man, Steph Curry. Curry could definitely be a game changer, and a lot of the players can be starstruck by him, truth be told. So I understand that you want to pay your respect to Curry, but at the end of the day, you got to see him as an opponent tonight. Make your emphasis. You got to compete. Maybe we can use our little size to the advantage. Jaren can have a good game. I expect Ja having a good game. You know, Ja always cut up against them doggone Warriors. So, Ja, I believe he'll have a high impact game. I see this as a possible win tonight, honestly.
Yeah, I think we're gonna don't get that misconstrued. I believe we're gonna win this game because I'm gonna take us no matter who we playing. I don't care if we was playing OKC. I like us regardless. But yeah, I think this is our true test against a real competitive playoff team. Like Miami is kind of there to have a question mark, but what they're gonna be. Indiana, you know, with Tyrese out, you don't know what they're gonna be. And Pelicans, most people predicting them to be a fringe playing team. This is a team that we're very familiar with. This is a team with championship pedigree. This is a team, like you said, with Hall of Famers on this team, with a veteran coach. I would love to see the chess match between Isolo and Kerr. Because you can say what you want about Steve Kerr, but that man can run an offense. He can scheme some offense together. So I would love to see how, and the Warriors like to play fast too. So I would love to, this probably be a very fast-paced game. So I really want to see how we interact and how we counteract the speed. Like, is both teams gonna play fast, or we just okay? We gotta slow the ball down. Ja high screen and roll with Jaren and like 2-man game to get to it. Because the Warriors themselves, like if you look at their games, if Steph Curry isn't getting a 3-pointer, it's kind of hard for them to get anything in the half court. But if they get running, that's when you have Jonathan Kuminga getting pressure on you. That's when you have Jimmy Butler doing his thing. They can beat you in so many ways, but I think we match up with them very well. And I want to get on Ja for a second because I don't know if you saw this. Recently, Kendrick Perkins was on the Out the Mud podcast with Zebo and TA, you know, Grizzlies legends. And he claimed that he is the reason about Ja Morant's notoriety. And like we said last week, Ja be on social media. We should have betted on this. I know we sponsored by FanDuel. We should have betted on this. We said Ja be on social media. He responded. He quote tweeted. I'm gonna see if I can find the tweet. He quote tweeted and said, "You the reason for my notoriety, Perk. Come on, dog. You showing them why I don't f with your kind." We all know when Ja gets irritated or Ja gets pissed. Ja's very petty. As much as I love Ja, he's a very petty man. He gonna go off. Y'all already don't like the Warriors. Already more fuel to the fire. So I know it's a little like pivot to what we're talking about. But did you see that? And what was your thoughts on Kendrick Perkins speaking blasphemy?
Yeah, of course I saw that, man. And like you said, Ja, he really is on the media site. So you always gotta, like you say, you ain't gonna get away with certain takes and stuff. And that was a ridiculous take. Like, come on now, Kendrick. We know that Ja was gonna be a superstar athlete from the get-go. Was it 6 years today? 6 years ago today. The Grizzlies, this was Ja Morant rookie season. Ja Morant get that block on Kyrie Irving, and Jay Crowder make that game winner. I don't know if you remember that game. That moment, I knew we had in that moment, I knew we had a superstar right here brewing in Memphis, and he has grow and grow and grow. It's like Kendrick Perkins, you a ESPN host. And like I truly doubt that if you really do extensive research, you probably didn't even know about Ja Morant back in when he was over there in Murray State. You didn't know about that. Like, yes, I remember during that time in 22, he was definitely giving us a shout out and everything. And I understand that he was trying to push this Memphis agenda. But come on, Ja Game does his talking, not you.
Ja was gonna be him. Ja was gonna be top 5 in the league when it comes to social media. He was gonna be the most viewed player. He was gonna have one of the hottest shoes going on right now, regardless if Kendrick Perkins or not. And people that talk about Kendrick Perkins switched up on us as well.
I
When
know.
stuff was going on, he switched up really bad. He was talking bad about Ja and the city. So let's not you can't say you gave us the platform, but you also switched up on us as well when things went left. And you was on ESPN bad mouthing us. So like I can't jive with that. And also shout out TA and Zebo for correcting them. I know they try to keep professional because it's their show, but I'm glad TA and Mac both said, hey, all respect, but Ja was gonna be him regardless. But being
Exactly.
that I see that, oh my gosh, my brother is so stupid. He said Perk was on the damn, but yeah, Perk was on it. I'm gonna get the comments going. We actually got some comments in there. So shout out my brother. Shout out Miss Sharon Brown. She works for the Memphis Flyer, very a vet in the game. But yeah, like he was on the bandwagon, and as soon as Ja got in trouble, he hopped off. So as Ja say, stay on that side, bro. We don't need or want you here. And you can't say you don't F for 12 no more when you the one that switched up on him the first. You want the first you to switch up on him. So I can't rock with that. Say I can't rock with that at all.
Yeah, nah, I mean, we know 12 big on loyalty. If he rocking with you, he gonna rock with you. And I mean, bro, like, come on now, Kendrick. That was such a ridiculous take for you to say something like that, that thinking that you quote unquote found Ja Morant. Or you think you put anybody on. Like, hey, like Kendrick, like your career was just practically a role player. Your time in the NBA. No more than a role player. Like you got to be honest with yourself.
He knows nothing about being a superstar in the NBA. He was a He was hopped around from team to team. He won a championship with the Celtics with TA, might I add. So again, I have to give him a shout out for that. Then of course he battled him in OKC. So he was around for a year, but I don't feel like he has the understanding of what it's like to put a franchise on your back and be a face of a franchise. Like I don't get that, but I think Ja, like you said, is poised for a great game tonight. He loves going against Steph. I would love to look up his averages against the Warriors because they got to be high. It has to be high. I know he had the 42 game in the playoffs. I know in the play-in last year before he got hurt, unfortunately, he had a great game. And we're in Golden State too. I think it's
Yeah,
going to be a cool.
I tweeted out earlier. I saw a stat. Right now, Memphis is 0-10 of its last games out there at the Chase Center. So hopefully we can break that streak, get a win streak going. Um, and more than likely this is going to be a good game tonight if I can stay up.
I, I'm gonna try to stay up. I got weights in the morning, college athlete life. But going into the game, what do you feel like? And I'm gonna hit it too. What do you think the Grizzlies can do? What do you think should be the keys to coming out with a W tonight from small sample size you've seen this year from the Grizzlies and the Warriors?
You got to attack the paint. I mean, that's the bread and butter, especially when you have a guy like Ja Morant. That paint better be wide open. They don't have no Al Horford. Post isn't a great rim defender. That's the other big that they have. Attack the paint. hit them with the pick and rolls and get to the rim. That's why I feel like that Ja's going to have such a big game tonight. You don't have a rim protector there whatsoever. Kevon Looney isn't there. And then as well, what Edward's saying in the comments, I'm saying right now, that's a good sign. He's saying limited to turnovers. You don't want to turn the ball over against Golden State. We know in the past, if you turn over the ball against Golden State, boy, they will make you pay with them 3-point lines, and that crowd get to going. You don't want that crowd to get to going over there in the Chase Center at all. But attack the paint, limited turnovers, and you should come out, play a great defense, and you come out with a victory tonight.
Yeah, I agree, Zay. I agree with you and my brother. For me is limit turnovers number one. We have done pretty well with not turning the ball. The Miami game, we had too many turnovers. And the first half of the New Orleans game, we had a lot of turnovers. But I believe against the Pacers, we had like 5 turnovers as a team. You know, I think Cedric Howard hasn't had a turnover yet, but we can talk about him all day. But number one, turn the ball over. I agree with you 100%. Also, defense. We have to keep the ball in front of us. We can't get behind because the Warriors love to swing the ball. We can't. Our rotations have to be on point because if you're a step behind the rotations, then that's a 3, and then it's another 3, and then it's a backdoor cut, and then it's a dunk. And we've seen time and time again how the Warriors have beat us and beat teams with that play style. There's another point I don't feel like most people are talking about. You have to have very efficient shots, and you have to really make your shots when you can. Because the Warriors is the one team I've seen in this whole dynasty they've had and whole decade of playing premier basketball. If you try to match their play style and match shot for shot with them, that's a bad recipe. Because you miss 1 3 or miss 1 bucket, and then they come out on the other end and hit another one, the whole momentum shifts, and it's a snowball effect. You have to have efficient trips down the floor. This gonna be the game where we're gonna have to run some half court offense. I know it hasn't looked great, but we can't depend on just us running and getting out in transition to beat this team. Yes, the Warriors are older, but they're still built to run. Like Steph Curry may be the most conditioned player in the NBA because he runs miles every game. So we have to have efficient, exactly, efficient trips down the floor. Like we can't have Jaren throwing up ill-advised shots, hooks when he's double teamed. We can't have Ja taking threes that we don't need because I love that Ja is more confident in his 3-point ball. But he hasn't been hitting them. So we can, if it's 18 seconds left in the shot clock, we can't have Ja Morant taking that 3 right there. We just can't unless he's know for sure he's gonna knock efficient trips down the floor. And I feel like Coach Islo has that implemented. Like he wants good quality shots, but against a team like this, you have to be efficient. Like you can't take ill-advised shots or ill-advised turnovers because if the Warriors smell blood in the water, that's how they get to going and the crowd get going, and it's just a snowball. And I don't want to stay up because we're, like you said, we're on Central Time. I don't want to stay up to 11 o'clock and we getting bumped by 15, 20 points and they chanting Warriors. And I can't have that. But those would be my overall keys to the game, my guy.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like I don't want to lose no sleep for no reason. Like I don't want it at all to be nowhere near that Miami game to no extent. Just like you said, limited turnovers, play the game, and I like what you said. Like you can't match the Warriors' energy in terms going shot for shot. That's what they want. That's what they want teams to do. Play your game, take the smart shots, and then as well capitalize on stuff whenever you can.
Yeah, and use your depth. I feel like we can use our depth. I know we have some guys out, but it's gonna be big for the guys like in the non-Ja Morant, non-Jaren Jackson Jr. minutes. We need Javon Small. We need KCP to hit some shots. We need Cedric Howard to continue his stellar play. We may need some guys like PJ Hall because being at the Warriors play so fast, some guys will get tired. Like we need PJ Hall and Jock Lundale to pull their weight. Like it's gonna be a full team effort to beat this team because no matter when you work with Golden State, no matter which version of the Golden State Warriors you play, it's not gonna be an easy game. So, and the Warriors, from what I've seen, they aren't as deep as they have been in normal years. Like I know they can go probably like 7 deep, but they don't have like the heavy hitters coming off the bench as well. So I feel like that could be another thing that we have even with guys out, we have the advantage on too.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all we have on the. Any other points you want to hit on the Warriors game tonight, Zay?
Nah, that's pretty much it.
So we're gonna pivot before we get out of here. We're right almost at an hour at the FanDuel pick of the week. I'm gonna make it easy for y'all. I'm betting on our Grizzlies tonight against the Warriors. I don't know if you got another bet, Zay, but hey, right now we are not favorited. We are an 8.5 point dog, and I think that's pretty disrespectful. Personally, I know ESPN gave us a 33% chance to win. So if y'all want to make the money, bet on them Grizz, man. Like, hey, I'm rocking with 12, 13, 23. Londale, if Bassey play, that's cool too. But hey,
That's a
gotta be
huge
physical
doubt
to
on
get
the
this dub.
Vegas showed down on the Grizzlies. I feel like that
Always,
is
always.
a solid for a bet. But I got one for like later on in the week for the Grizzlies. I've been looking at the
Okay.
schedule. Halloween we played the Lakers. No LeBron, no Luca. That'll be a win for the Grizzlies for sure.
Are we playing at home or are we playing in LA day?
We'll be at home.
Okay, and it's a home. I think it's an NBA Cup game too, actually.
It is, yeah. I
Oh
want to
yeah.
see the Grizzlies really lock in for this cup, man. Like that'll show me something in terms of what trajectory and what goals they have in their mind and high intensity basketball.
Yeah, and this gives the young guys. I don't know why. Maybe in my mind it's tripped up, but I don't believe the NBA Cup's been 5 games into the season. Like I think last year it was a little later in the season, but I could be wrong though. But anyway, I feel like it gives the young guys that feel of playoff basketball early.
Mhm.
Like the Cedric Cowards and the Devon Smalls and Jalen Wood. Because Jalen Woods didn't play in the playoffs last year. Unfortunately, he was hurt. So having these guys having, like you said, a good trajectory of where we're gonna be in that playoff atmosphere, I think that would be great. And I'm really surprised that LeBron not playing. LeBron loves to play us for some reason. Like
I
he got
know.
smoke with us.
Hey,
So
don't say nothing too quick. He might try to suit up. But even without him and even without LeBron and Luca, Rui Hachimura, that's one of the guys that loves smoking us as well. So I'm pretty sure he'll have a bunch of shots to attempt that night.
yeah, especially if Luca and LeBron is out. I still have nightmares from that playoff game where he hit like 7, 8 threes against us. I have nightmares about that game. We just couldn't guard him. Austin Reeves just went for 51 last night.
No.
That boy can hoop. So it's not gonna be an easy game, but I do like that bet. But that'll be it for us, y'all. Another good episode. Me and my boy Zay. Of course, you can follow us on Noble Podcast on all platforms, YouTube, Twitter. Again, me, my boy Zay. You can follow us on No Bluffin Podcast, and of course, follow my boy Zay on Zay Time Takes. Zay, I know you've been dropping TikToks and you Twitter shorts all week. Do you have any more coming for the people? Any more coming out that they need to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, I'm dropping videos daily, not only just the Grizzlies, all the teams around the association. Follow me on TikTok at _XZAY, as well YouTube at Zaytime Takes. I mean, I'm covering all 30 teams, right? I'm not just biased towards the Grizzlies. I'm a big fan of the game worldwide. So I'm always dropping new short reels night after night. So be on the lookout for that.
Yes, very intelligent gentleman about the name of basketball, and he's entertaining. And I have to commend you for daily videos. Like, even though I know you still got a job and all that, so the fact you're doing daily videos, I have to commend you, my brother. For me,
Appreciate it.
like I said, I have an article out right now on Fanside of Beale Street Bears website. The title of it is 3 Things We Have Learned About the Grizzlies Through 3 Games. Of course, things can change because the fourth game is going to be played in, I think, an hour and a half, if my math is correct. But yeah, if y'all want to support your boy, it puts a little money in my pocket just with the views and the clicks. So Zay, I hope you read and everybody else read. So that's all I have. I'm gonna try to get more into writing as the season goes on. I'm getting out of football season, traveling every weekend with the football team doing radio. It's fun, but it's also very taxing. And then I'm going into basketball season more. So I'll be writing more as well. Again, if you want to follow me at E11 Hayes. But that's all we have. I appreciate y'all. We're at around 270 viewers right now. So we appreciate everybody for tapping in with us again. Xavier Dotson, I appreciate you as always, my brother. And that's all we have. As always, we tell you, do something that makes you feel good. And as always, go Grizz. Peace.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the No Bluffing Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of all things Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.